podcasts are out and lonely people from all around, they love podcasts. Try to do Brandy in the podcast form. If you know that song, then you know I goofed it up. Got a lot we're gonna do it anyway. It's 1:11, hell yeah, gonna jive talk, got something to say, shit. Motherfucker, come let's jive. I was trying to do the hit song Brandy. You know that? I love that song. I probably listen to it at least twice a week. You know the one, there's a girl in this harbor town and she works laying whiskey down. I think it's Looking Glass that did that song back in the 70s. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. You love it. Trust me when I tell you, you just love it to death. Welcome, one and all, back to another episode of Jive Talkin with Shane Diablo, your best friend in the entire world on the internet. I'll do anything for you, baby. Tell your friends to listen to the podcast if they can handle it. It takes I'm starting to think that it takes a very special kind of person to enjoy this podcast. And I appreciate those people because I am one of those people. But we're going to get right into it. You're saying to yourself, is that, Sylvester Stallone's lookalike with a shaved head? No, that is this David Draiman of Disturbed. And we're getting into this story right out the gate. We got some Kiko, we got some Johnny Five, we got some Death Angel, Iron Maiden, we got some all sorts of goodies for you. This guy right here, the way he's puffed his chest out like that, he's either wearing one of them new fancy TikTok back braces that, everywhere you go on Instagram or whatever, they're selling that thing where you crank it back. Or he's built like a 1950s, barrel-chested actor, this guy. But he's going to tell us about his relationship. He's finally going to pull back the curtain and let us in on his relationships. And, if you guys know anything about me, it's like I like to know what's going on with David Draiman in his life, his ins and outs and what's ups and downs. And this should be a happy moment for him. Let's get into it. He's looking out at the people in the audience saying, yes. You'd like to hear about my relationships, wouldn't you? Well, pull up a stool and sit down. Disturbed David Draiman goes public with his new relationship. I hope we hear from her too. Don't just let it be all about the man. Oh, David Draiman, he's the singer for the band, so he gets to wear the pants in the family, tell you what's up and what's down? So I don't think so. Disturbed's David Draiman has gone public with his new relationship less than a year after announcing that he had split up with his wife. On Wednesday, January 10th, the 50-year-old, he's as old as me. Oh, he's so much more accomplished. On Wednesday, January 10th, the 50-year-old singer took to his Instagram to share a photo of him and Sarah Uli. Ooh la la. Her tag on Instagram better be ooly la la. If it's not, you failed. You failed. Oh, it's right here. And he captioned it, "My lady at Sarah Uli." I mean, she went with the underscore. It's not bad. She put her name there. She says, look, I don't need no fancy goddamn avatar names. I put my face, I put my name. That's what I do. He also added a red heart emoji, which is typically used for expressions of love and romance. Really? That's what a heart means? I thought it was like, physical health. Several female rock singers took to the comments section. Oh my God, they all got in there to congratulate Draiman on his new relationship, including Hailstorm's Lizzie Hale, who we just watched yesterday with Daughtry. Lizzie Hale and Daughtry, and they did separate ways. No one can do it like Joey Belladonna, but we did that video, so find that and watch that 1,000 times, please. Who wrote, "David, you are such a beautiful soul. I'm so glad you have found someone who makes you happy. That was Lizzie Hale that said that. New Year's, oh my goodness. New Year's Days, Ash Costello got into the mix, and she says, she's beautiful. Oh my goodness. Stitched up heart. Alicia Mixie Demner commented, jaw dropper. According to the org.com, Uli, who like Draiman resides in Miami, Florida, has over 12 years of work experience. Work experience starting in 2005 as a sales manager at TNT Power Sprott. I think they goofed that word there. I think it's supposed to be TNT Power Sports, but we're going to go with Power Sprott. Sarah then worked, he's going to the gym. That's where he met her. She's a fine, fine lady in the leggings and the leg warmers at the gym. Sarah then worked as a senior nightlife manager at GMR Marketing. From 2011 to 2015. Afterwards, Sarah joined Young's Market Company as a sales representative from 2015 to is this her resume? 2015 to 2017. Then it happened. She hit gold with David Draiman. Sarah then worked as going to keep going here. Sarah then worked as an independent she loves marketing. Independent marketing contractor from 2009 to 2017, handling marketing and promotions, promotional projects for various companies, including, oh my gosh, she's working with some big ones. I'm not a fan of this third one. The companies she's worked for, guys, you want to know? Samsung, JBL, and Marlboro. You almost had me there, Sarah. And you're doing marketing campaigns for cancer sticks? In 2007, Sarah became a territorial... see, now that's the thing, guys. Is last week I was telling you about me talking to the 7-Eleven guy. And what do you call that? Not dumbing them down, but making them feel bad, about smoking cigarettes. And here I go again at Sarah. I'm almost attacking her. Because she worked for Marlboro, the cancer company. In 2017, Sarah became a territory sales manager at Reynolds America Inc. That is cigarettes too. And worked there until 2020. Then the gold rush hit. Sarah then joined Astronova Inc. as a regional account executive from 2020 to 2021. Sarah's next role, where did she go next? Was at Securing Staff as a model account manager from 2020 to 2022. She's jumping jobs a lot. I know you're looking for that upgrade in pay, but anyone looking at your resume is going to say, well, what's the deal with just 2 years? What if we want you to commit for more than that? Currently, she holds the position of Senior Sales Account Manager at JDI Distribution since April 2022. What else has she done here? Sarah's most recent work experience is an account executive at eSpeaker since January 2023. According to eSpeaker, she is passionate about being healthy and living life to the fullest. She loves to travel and see new places. She's also enjoys being in the sun and at the beach and spending time with her puppy, Rhea. David Draiman says, I'm sorry to tell you this, Sarah, but I'm allergic to dogs. We'll have to dispose of it in the backyard. Or I can simply leave and go somewhere else. Last May, Draiman said he deleted his account on Tinder, calling it an absolute shit show. 1 week after he confirmed that he had been using the dating app to find the right woman. Following his recent divorce, Draiman offered up an update on his search for romance, writing a Twitter, Holly fucking holy. They goofed that, guys. That should be one L, unless he's calling Holly a fucking dumpster fire. Holy fucking dumpster fire, Batman, at Tinder. Was an absolute shit show. Scammers, grifters, fakes and phonies abound. What a colossal fucking nightmare. I am not down with that sickness no more. I am not down with that sickness no more. Deleted it. Dear Lord. On May 5th, 2023, when Draiman's Twitter followers shared a screenshot of what appeared to be the singer's Tinder profile, and he wrote, LOL, dude, you see this? I'm tagging you because I believe it's fake, at David Draiman. David quickly responded, not fake, LOL, it's me. This prompted the fans to write, my bad, bro, for assuming, to which David Draiman replied, all good. You'd be surprised. It's hard for a guy like me to meet the right woman. I tell you, it's been weird so far. Lots of scammers trying to figure out how to navigate this new terrain. Another fan also chimed in on Draiman's presence on Tinder, writing, read, David Draiman can't get laid anymore. Uh-oh. The Draiman, he fired back. I can get laid anytime I want if I'm willing to drop my standards. But my standards are quite high. And I won't dishonor myself that way. Looking for the right woman, not any woman. And by the way, you're a dick. That's what he said to his buddy, that guy on Twitter. That's what he said to him. And in April 2023, Draiman confirmed that he recently finalized his divorce from his wife of 11 years. You should have tried. Sometimes it doesn't work, guys. I understand that. But you got to listen to the man. When the man sits up there, whoever it is, a rabbi, a priest, whatever, whoever walks into the bar is marrying you, listen to the words they're saying before you tie the knot. Because sick, health, good, bad, poor, hate them, you got to stay with them. Now, if they're abusive, get out. You get the damn out. The singer opened up about his split in an interview with Kyle Meredith. Speaking about why Disturbed continues to make music and stay creative after being together for nearly 30 years, David said, therapy. It's as pure and simple as that. Right now, for me, it's the most effective form of therapy. I'm very much looking forward to the performance ending of things. What? I'm very much looking forward to the performance end of things, which is coming up shortly. But the creative end is the perfect way to come to terms with your demons. And I'm definitely stocked up with demons, that is. I need this, and I need the music. Creating it, performing it, living it. Right now, more than I ever have. Let's get back to Sarah. See, Draiman always takes it to him every damn time. Well, here we are learning about Sarah. I just finalized my divorce. I just recently said goodbye to my Akita dog, my best friend for 14 years. There's going to be plenty of inspiration for the next body of work. Battling depression, battling all the demons that normally come along with it. And I know that music, our music, other music like it, and different types of music in general, is just the perfect means of therapy for so many other people. And it really is my saving grace, dare I say. I don't know what I would do without it. Touch upon your girlfriend. It says Damon touched upon. No, touch upon your girlfriend. Let's get back to her. Oof. Anyways, we're off this. We're staying family related. We got Kiko. He's coming in here. Look at that face. He says, I need to tell you something. I need to tell you some things that you might not know. And he's going to give it to us. Kiko Loriro. Kiko Loriro. on his decision to leave Megadeth. I knew I needed and wanted to be home. Because he needed to be home, yeah. Family first, man. If you don't know that by now, you'll learn it soon enough. At the end of the day, when you start getting old and you're doing this, you're doing that, the only people you can count on is family, so love them. In a new interview with Guitar World magazine, Kiko Loureiro was asked what led to his decision to leave Megadeth at the end of 2023 after a 9-year run with the band. He responded, that was not Kiko burping. If Kiko burps, it's with a napkin over his lips. It started when I booked a trip home to Brazil. The last time I had been was in 2019 before the pandemic. I got to a point where I said, I need to visit my family. So I booked a trip for the Thanksgiving period in 2023 because Megadeth never does anything around that time because Dave Mustaine, like to eat the turkey pies. He like to eat all the turkey. We never do anything around the Thanksgiving weekend. When you're young, not married and have no kids, the mindset is the more concerts, the better. But my daughter is 12 now, and I want to spend time with her. I also wanted to be out there playing. With the Megadeth things happening for me in 2015, I had a young daughter and twins who were newborns. I was always struggling with knowing I needed to be touring, but also wanted to be home with my kids and my beautiful wife. So the feeling of, should I be out doing the rock star thing while my kids are at home? It kept coming up. And then the more moments and important dates I missed. The tap dancing, the gymnastics classes. The harder it was. It got harder in 2023, especially during the 3-month summer tour. So I went to Dave Mustaine, he's the lead singer and the guitar player for the Megadeth band, in June, saying, this is too much. I'm not feeling like I'm in the right place or mood to give 100%. It was complicated for me to say because I wanted to play. I love to play. But I knew I needed to be at home. And of course, Dave was not expecting that. We had just done a show in Florida with the Misfits. They said, I got something to say. I'm going to kill your baby today. That's the band with the songs they sing. And it was right after the show that I talked to Dave. Oh. And then Megadeth manager was there. And I let them know I could not do the September gigs. I offered to help find a replacement, do what was needed to help Megadeth to be ready to go. Regardless what led to his departure being a permanent situation rather than just a temporary thing, Kiko said, my personal was not to do the September shows and help them find a replacement, which turned out to be Timu Montasari. He's a very good guitar player. But then I had some situations with my kids and had to go to the doctor and felt like I wanted to be home. And I get it, Megadeth must go on, right? Being able to pick and choose where and when I play is not going to be a thing. I mean, I guess it could be, but that's not the way it turned out. See, I wanted to take a little break, see. And when I asked David, he says, you're either in all the way or you're out all the way. No, he didn't say that part. Maybe they felt like, well, Kiko might come out next door and say the same thing, which I understand. So I told him, I understand if you guys feel that I am unreliable. They kept asking me, are you sure? Ultimately, I had to take control because I knew I needed and wanted to be home. People who don't have kids won't understand. Well, if you do, you will. And I do, Kiko. I do. In November, Kiko announced his decision to extend his absence from Megadeth touring activities, explaining that I didn't want to hinder any of the band's plans for the hard work and all the incredible people involved in the tours. Kiko revealed in September that he would sit out the next leg. Yeah, we know that. One day after Kiko's announcement that he was extending his absence. Have we gotten down to the meat and potatoes of that? Shaggy Is that Mr. Bombastic? You know why that song's stuck in your head. They call me Mr. Bombastic. In October, Mustaine told Shaggy of the 94.9 104.5 The Pick radio station in Idaho Falls. No, it's not Shaggy then. About Timu's addition to the band. People are losing their minds over how things are going right now. Because we have a really good chemistry together. All right, we're done with that. Let's get on to John 5. John 5 Alive. He's going to tell us the perfect album is Master of Puppets from Metallica. I would ask you that question. What is your all-time favorite Metallica record? I would say mine is, in fact, Master of Puppets or And Justice for All. It's a hard... I probably lean more to Master of Puppets. In a new interview with radioactive Mike Z, host of the 96.7 KCAL FM program, Wired in the Empire, former Rob Zombie and current Motley Crue guitarist John 5 was asked which Metallica album he thinks is better, Ride the Lightning or Master of Puppets. He responded as transcribed by Blabbermouth. Oh, ding dang dillios, I would pick Master of Puppets, and here's why. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody has their opinions. But the production, I'm not saying the songs are any better than Ride the Lightning or Ride the Lightning songs are any better than Master or anything like that. But the production on Master is crazy great. And that just takes it over the edge. For me, quite frankly, and if you don't mind, I'd like to be quite frank with you, it just takes it right over the edge for me. I mean, it's perfection. It sounds so amazing. Even today, it's really wonderful, wonderful record. And all those songs are just so well written and so well executed. But it's just the production. And then if I'm going to go a little further, if you dare me and to delve a little further, the cover, oh my God, the Master of Puppets cover is, I mean, that's a beautiful piece of art. I agree. It's gorgeous. And then the back cover is rad too. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I got Ride the Lightning first, then I got Master of Puppets. Yeah. That's what I would have to say. What? Didn't he just say that he was picking Master of Puppets all damn time? Now, if I'm reading this wrong, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I got Ride the Lightning first. Now he's saying that's first? Oh, man, this guy, who's this? Radioactive Mike? He got him. He got him to switch around. He's like David Copperfield. He got him. Switch his whole answer. Asked to name his favorite Metallica song, John 5 said, oh, ding dongs. Oh, I have to say, boy, let's see. That's a really good one. You know, that really is a good one. And this is an odd choice, but I love And Justice for All. Now, the reason I love And Justice for All, I was with Metallica on the And Justice for All tour for a lot of dates. I was just really good friends with those guys, and I would travel around with them. And we had a blast. And I remember I would jam And Justice for All and the intro with Kirk Hammett, Metallica guitarist. And so it has like a special fondness in my heart. And Justice for All. Oh, Radioactive Mike's going to get him again here. What's he got to say? Radioactive Mike noted that it's interesting John 5 picked a song from the And Justice for All record. And Mike, if you don't mind me chiming in right here, I'd have to say, and then picking Master of Puppets, and then in the last second switching it to Ride the Lightning because you were liking Ride the Lightning, okay? Album considering that he has been heavily criticized in the past 3.5 decades for it. The album has been criticized in the past 3.5 decades for its famously botched production, no bass, thin guitars, and a drum tone that all music writer Steve Huey once described as a click, the guitar as a click. The guitarist concurred, saying, absolutely, But if it was up against And Justice for All Masters, I would pick Masters. What? Just for the production. But with these albums, with the production, you look at the first two Kiss records. I mean, the production wasn't great. I got something to say about Rock and Roll Over, too, because I listened to that entire record again, and it's got some great tunes on it. But I was thinking to myself, this does not sound very good at all. And all of the songs from Rock and Roll Over that they do on Kiss Alive 2, I think they should have recorded them that way. Faster and more furious. But this isn't about me. It's about John 5, okay? If you look at the first two Kiss records, I mean, the production wasn't great. They had no money. But I wouldn't want to hear those records with amazing production. I love how it's primitive. I love how it's like that. And I don't know if I'd want to hear And Justice for All with a different... That's what I... Remember when I did a TikTok about that? And Justice for All and Justice for Jason? And I said I kind of like the other way, the original version with a different production. It's like you don't want to change classic Coke. You just want Coke to be like that. Well, we could improve it like this. Well, I'm kind of used to it like this. That's how I remember it. Back in 2017, John 5 released his cover version of Metallica's classic Enter Sandman. Oh, yeah. So was he one of the 78 people that did Enter Sandman on that Metallica thing? You get your band in the band room and you go, guys, they asked us to fucking do it. Metallica has asked us, we can pick a tune and we can do it. And everyone goes, how about Enter Sandman? We'll do Nothing Else Matters. Back in 2017, John released his Metallica version of Enter Sandman. John 5's band, John 5 and the Creatures, recently announced the first tour since he joined Motley Crue as the replacement for Mick Mars. The trek will kick off at NAMM weekend in January 2024 with two special Southern California performances with special guests Jared James Nichols before continuing through early March. See, I took a big old chug off that. Now I got the hiccups. For over 30 years, John 5 has been one of the most in-demand guitar players on the planet, as well as songwriter guitarist for hire. John 5 has shared the stage as Axeman for Rob Zombie, Marilyn Manson, and Judas Priest singer Rob Halford. He is also, because he was in that band, what were they called? Was it called Q? 2? What was it called? That weird band they put together there for a quick minute? I think it was called 2, wasn't it? Ooh? Wasn't Pooh, was it? No. He has also worked with an impressive array of names from all walks of music, including Steve Perry, K.D. Lang, Rod Stewart, David Lee Roth, Alice Cooper, Tina Go, Leonard Skinner, Meatloaf, Ricky Martin, and Steven Adler. John 5 has worked with a varied range of artists, performing as guitarist for some of the biggest headlining rock bands in the world. Slash is called John 5, one of the most mind-blowing guitarists around. And Rob Zombie has dubbed him a fucking shredder. Rob Zombie calls him a fucking shredder. John 5 has released 7 solo albums to date, as well as a remix album. All right, we're done with that. I always want to say his name in it. Rob Cavestany. I always want to say, great guitar player. I mean, Death Angel. Do you know what Death Angel is? Man, oh man, go back and listen to some Death Angel if you've never heard him. I mean, one of my favorite records from these guys, and I might get a little flack for this, is Act 3. I love that record. They kind of break away a little bit from the more straightforward thrash like they did on Frolic Through the Park and stuff, but it's great. And one of the greatest ballads ever. in my eyes. I think A Room with a View is one of the greatest ballads ever. I think they do it perfectly. The way they do that song, go listen to that. If you've never heard Death Angel, A Room with a View, and then get in the comments and tell me what you think. Death Angels, Rob Cavestany names his favorite Metallica album. Is it going to be Master of Puppets? I think he's going to go, because we're talking Bay Area thrashers. He's going Kill 'Em All or Ride the Lightning. That's where he's going. Let's see what he's got to say. In an interview below, EMG artist Rob Cavestany of San Francisco Bay Area metal veterans Death Angel remembers hearing Metallica for the first time. Rob also shared some great stories about meeting Metallica, opening for them, and having the band take the young Death Angel under their wing. What a time for Bay Area thrash. The first time I heard Metallica, well, I can't define the exact first time. It was probably in somebody's car while we were partying in the back seat. Springs bouncing. But the first album and era was, of course, Kill 'Em All. And we were fortunate enough to meet Metallica when they did this meet and greet thing at the Record Exchange in Walnut Creek, California. So we met them there. They were very nice to us. They ended up mentioning us. Metallica guitarist Kirk Hammett ended up producing our demo that got us signed. So, boy, that's the way to do it, too. Metallica's starting to take off, and then Kirk Hammett's the guy that produces the record. Labels are instantly going to kind of go, let's listen to it and see what's up. So it's very, very, very meaningful, and it's definitely led to where I am today. Rob went on to say that Metallica's second LP, Ride the Lightning, is probably my favorite of their albums to this day. I was about to say I could remember the first time I heard that. We were skating in a parking lot in Concord, and some dude was playing it, and a friend of ours was playing it out of his car. But I think that was Masters of Puppet. He corrected himself. But anyway, Ride the Lightning is very significant to me as well, for the fact that that was one of the biggest gigs we ever played at that point of time in our career. At that point of time, we were basically still a local band. I don't even think our first album was out yet. No, it wasn't. Oh, he had a thought to himself? I don't even think our first album was out yet. No, it wasn't. But we got the call in March of 1985, and I remember I was at my parents' house, and my mom was like, Rob, the phone's for you. I don't know, it's some rough guy going, yeah, on the phone. I don't know. Something about Metallica show? I was like, what? And I got on the phone. And it was Tony Isabella, who worked for Bill Graham Presents. And he said, Does Death Angel want to open up for Metallica at the Kabuki Theater in San Francisco? 2 nights, Ride the Lightning tour. I said, yes. We had those gigs. They were amazing. We actually almost missed the first night because the van that was taking me to the show broke down on the freeway. And my dad came to the rescue, and we threw the stuff in his van, and I made it to the show to play. That's a good dad. A lot of dads that go, I'm already fucking 3 beers in. I had a long day at work, you know. This guy jumps right in the van. It's because it's his son, his loving son, that he loves so much. And he'd do anything for. You need a kidney, son. Fuck your band and your amps. Do you need my liver? I was in his van, and I made it to the show show to play the last 3 songs. Oh, shiz. I was bumming. We were all bumming, and they were pissed. But the next night was great. We played our whole ding-dang set. Back in January 2018, Death Angel singer Mark Asigueda spoke to Radioactive Mike Z. He gets to talk to him too. Fucking Radioactive Mike, dude. You're getting all the gigs. about his band ended up getting Hammett to produce its first demo. Yes, I'd like to know this. 1985's Kill as One, he recalled. Kirk took us under his wing when we were very, very young, prior to being signed. We would give him tapes of new songs. We'd see him at Ruthie's Inn or any of the local clubs, and we'd give him cassette tapes of new stuff we'd written. You know, Kirk Hammett's just a sweetheart too. He puts them tapes right in his pocket, probably sticks it right in the Alpine stereo in the car. You know what I mean? Because he just seems like a really sweet soul. It wasn't literally in our rehearsal room, so what we'd do, we'd get our tape recorder, your boombox, yeah, hit play and record, yep, stick it in a cardboard box. We didn't do that, but, and throw a jacket over it. We did do the covering up, and you got to turn it backwards, too, away from the band. Does he say that? Put the jacket over it and put it in the middle of the room, okay, and that's how we'd record these new songs. And I'd give them to Kirk when I'd see him at these shows, just hoping he'd listen. Next time we'd see him at the club, by God, he would be like, "Hey man, I really dug that new song you wrote." And eventually, he approached us and was like, "I'd really be interested, man, in producing a demo for you guys. How are you going to say no to that? How are you going to say no to the guy you continuously keep jamming cassette tapes in his face at Ruthie's Inn? How are you going to say no when he finally says, I'm going to do a demo? You keep jamming them tapes every time you see him. Bang, there's another one." So it was brilliant. We recorded that up at Glen Ellen, California, which is up in the wine country. We went up to the studio there, and over the weekend, when we weren't at school, getting straight A's, by the way, we would go up there and stay at the studio and just record on the weekends. And we did that for about 3 weeks. That's 3 weekends. 3 or 4 weeks, even. That'd be 4 weekends that we did that. And it worked out great. And eventually, that's the demo that got us signed to Enigma. That was that released our first 2 records. Yeah, we still got Bruce Dickinson and Blaze Bayley to get to. So we're going to do it real quick. Iron Maiden. Bruce Dickinson says his cancer battle changed his view of life and death. Just a quick blast of that, and then maybe a slight taste of Blaze Bayley's new tune in action. And we might end up doing the full video at some point. But Blaze Bayley's got a new song, and we support Blaze Bayley. No one else is going to do it. We're going to do it. Let me have a drink of this. Some people, they say it's impossible to chug sparkling water with that little tickle of bubbles and stuff in there, but it's easy. It's easy for me to do. Oh, down the hole, down the pipe, down the wrong hole. And I got another one over here. Don't you not think that I won't crack it and drink it? In a new interview with Sweden's SVT, Iron Maiden singer Bruce Dickinson spoke about his upcoming solo album, The Mandrake Project, which will be released on March 1st via BMG. Bruce Dickinson and his long-term co-writer and producer Rob Z. Ramirez, for a minute there I thought it was going to be Radioactive Mike Z again. Roy Z. Ramirez recorded the LP largely at Los Angeles Doom Room, with Roy Z doubling as both guitarist and bassist. The recording lineup for the Mandrake Project was rounded out by the keyboard maestro Mysteria, that's a good name, and drummer Dave Marino, both of whom also featured Bruce. They were on the last album, Tyranny of Souls, 2005. Regarding the lyrical concept, the Mandrake Project, Dickinson told SVT, There's a lot of kind of, not exactly, yeah, I kind of like meditation on life and death. What? There's a lot of kind of, not exactly, yeah, kind of like meditation on life and death in there. Probably because I had a little bit of a too close encounter with it when I had cancer. I didn't think that changed my view. I didn't think that changed my view of life and death. People ask me that question after I got better from it. I was like, no, easy peasy, no. And yeah, no, it did. But not in a bad way. Every day is like, great, wow, so I try to live in that space. Yeah, you gotta live for the moment. It takes you forever to get there, but I'm slowly starting to get there, where you live in the now. And I know it sounds so hippie to say, but you gotta live in the now. Do not focus on anything you cannot change from the past. It's been erased. You're probably the only one that remembers it, whatever you're fretting about in your mind from the past. If you ran into whoever you're fretting about it with, they go, what? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. You say, wait a minute, I've been dragging around baggage for fucking 30 years? You don't even remember? Erase the past. Don't worry about the future. Worry about the now. Be in the moment. You understand? Regarding the... Okay, we read that. No, yeah. Dickinson, who was diagnosed with throat cancer, remember this, back in late 2014, spoke about his recovery during the question and answer portion of his January 2022 spoken word show in Orlando, Florida. Is he like Henry Rollins now? He does spoken word concerts. Asked what advice he would give to anyone getting ready to start their own battle against cancer, he responded, here's the way I dealt with it. And people will deal with it in different ways. I embraced the treatment, so I went along to see the big radiation machine, and I said, okay, how does this work then? What does it do? And how much are you giving me, and where? And how are you making a difference between this one and this one and this one? And you can do what with it? Wow, that's really cool. That's amazing. Insane, almost. The technology. He continued, I would say embrace the treatment and always remember that likelihood. I don't know what your cancer is. I don't know what the individual circumstance. I'm not a doctor. I'm a rocker. So I'm not gonna make any predictions. I can't do anything like that. Are you crazy? Nor would I. 'Cause it's very private. But I have to say that the therapies that people are coming up with now are so on the edge and successful that you all really do stand a very good chance. 'Cause half of us are gonna get cancer. And it's not a death sentence anymore. You can deal with it. And the things they have to do to put your body to get rid of it are getting better and better and better and better as we go down the line. They do some nasty things to my body. Bruce, I'm not going to touch that line, okay? They did some nasty things to my body. I'm very lucky. I'm lucky. I'm completely clear of it and everything. That's wonderful. We love that about that. Is he going to keep talking about it? I don't want to talk about it. Where's the Mandrake stuff? Come on, man. Where's the Mandrake? Thought he was going to go a little... Oh, okay. I guess I forgot that it was about his stuff. Guys, why didn't you talk me out of that? I don't want to do stories about the big C and all that. I'll tell you what happened right now, okay? I probably didn't look all the way at the title. I just saw, oh, it's Bruce Dickinson. I'll make silly voices. I'm blaming half of this on you. I only really talk about it when I come to do these shows, because people want to know. This is his spoken word. I quite enjoy talking about it because you kind of demystify it a little bit for people. It's a scary thing. Okay, we're going to get into it. Look at these big bones, that's a big bones. That's Blaze Bayley, the man, the myth, the legend. Now, I'm telling you this right now. We're going to look at him. We're going to watch some of his tune. If he tries to monetize my video because we play a clip of this, I'm going to cut it out. So all you're going to be seeing is me talking about this, saying I'm going to cut it out, and then it's going to pop right over to comments. And we do have your comments. But I wanted a Circle of Stone. Another thing I'll say about old Blaze Bayley is, if you're on the old TikTok, you ever see that Bashar? He says he channels some kind of an alien. He's been doing it for like 40 years now. I mean, if you're into snake oil, that's one hell of a road to plow. 40 years of doing this thing. But he channels this Bashar guy. If you haven't seen him, look him up on YouTube or on... But he sits down, but he looks just like Blaze Bayley. That might be half the reason why I watch Bashar, is because, you know, and he's got that charisma. He's got that machismo or whatever, like Blaze Bayley and Bashar, and they've got B names. Anyways, but this alien guy, he sits down and they say, "A good day to you, sir." And, you know, he's got his eyes closed and there's an audience full of people and they say, you know, and he talks about dimensional, you know, you can change your dimensions and your life and everything by positives and negatives. And if you choose to go into anyways, they have the same kind of feelings. Look up the Bashar guy. Get in the comments. Tell me what you think of all that. But here he is. And he's in front of the microphone. Clearly you can see this is a man that means business. This is Circle of Stone. We're going to take a little taste of this. Okay, and we'll see what happens. If you're listening to it, be very happy about that.
The circles of stone on the high mountain peaks.
Oh.
As I wander this great land.
Look at him.
I see them all.
He is a thespian, not a lesbian, a thespian. Do you know what a thespian is? It's the very fancy way of saying an actor. When he gets on the stage, we're going to have to do a video on Blaze Bayley, because when he gets on stage, he is magnanimous. He's got it. You see it right there. This is him.
And I wonder if I belong.
Great voice.
A portal that connects the dream world to be the circle of time.
Is that his brother, Bashar? Now I'm wondering, because he's talking about the dream world. I was talking about dream world and me. It's a good tune. Not bad. This dude right here had a quadruple surgeries. He's looking good. He's lost some weight, and he's got a damn voice there. Couple of little more. Yeah. Oh, who's this freakoid? An illusion in the shadows you see. Let's get into your comments. What do you say? What do you say? I looked up in the corner. It said 15 comments, but here it says 7. So I'm thinking there might be some replies to other comments in here or something, but we don't get that far into the weeds, do we? We get into it. Here it is. It's your comments from the last episode, and as always, we got old Mike Buchanan here. Coming in with this, he says, on this week's movies that are bad, but we love them anyways, I give you a modern movie, Meg 2. I think I saw Meg, and it was pretty good. That's the giant mega whatever. He's going to explain it. Modern movie, Meg 2, The Trench, 2023. Is the Meg movie franchise the new Sharknado? Oh, he's throwing a question up. Perhaps as there's a Meg 3 coming out later this year. And I can't get enough of these movies. Do you like the big monster movie? You like the big, what do they call it? Creature feature type films, right? What's there to say? Giant sharks equal pandemonium. And lots of, isn't it, the Meg is the megalodon, right? Is that a shark? Or it's in the shark family? Lots of people being eaten. This one ups the body count over the first Meg movie from 2018. Grab yourself your favorite beverage, pop some popcorn, and settle into your favorite chair and press play. Excuse me if I'm not right on this one, but hasn't Megadeth become a solo act for Dave? With the ever-evolving list of band members over the years. Yeah, I mean, yes. I suppose if they can add Ellefson back to Megadeth, it might not be a solo act for Mustaine anymore. I guess third time's the charm for this is Mike Buchanan on Rage Against the Machine. I guess third time's the charm for Rage Against the Machine, but I think they will be back touring again in the future. Mike Buchanan, here on, it says, I like Meshuggah, but I've never heard of them being described as being able to fall asleep to before. Well, I mean, when you're a mastodon Wolfgang Van Halen, he writes pretty tunes and stuff, so he might just his head needs to hear some aggressive stuff to go to sleep. He likes to hear he could have fell right to sleep at the. This might be a little off. Should I say it? Okay, I'm going to say it. He could have fell, Wolfgang Van Halen could have fell asleep at the Waco compound. The Branch Davidian. He could have fell right asleep with them playing that, they were playing Pig Slaughters and Nine Inch Nails albums out there, and he could have fell right to sleep. Love me a great haunted house. I'm with Phil on this one. Because Phil Anselmo is a huge Halloween nut, and he sets up a haunted house at his residency, every year. So let's get into Jive Talkin jokes of the week from Mike Buchanan. Here we go. My fortune cookie laughed at me. Is that bad? I once ordered 2,000 pounds of Chinese soup. It was 1 ton. eBay is so useless, I tried to look up lighters, but all they had was 13,749 matches. Oh, that is just that's a modern tech joke. My bird got out of his cage and humped the dog, and now I have puppies going cheap if you want one. There's no way, right? The bird humped the dog. So the dog got pregnant because you couldn't have any kind of anything out of a bird. And there's no way a dog could make love to a bird, to kill it. I mean, it's just simply enough. They're fragile. They've got clockwork innards and birds are very fragile things. Where do sick boats go to get healthy? To the dock. And finally, the sky was looking ominous, so I asked Siri, surely it's not going to rain today. She replied, yes it is, and don't call me Shirley. That's when I realized I'd left my phone on airplane mode. That was a great joke that used to run in the Naked Gun movies. I was going to say the airplane movies. Leslie Nielsen was in the airplane movies, of course. But there is your heart. There, Mike Buchanan. Well done. White Bread coming in. Says, Tom Morello's Instagram reels are pretty funny with the comments hating on him. He gets called a sellout, joining the machine. I know, or a millionaire wannabe socialist to being overhyped as a guitarist, a little brutal, but I'm sure he's heard it all before. Here's a few things that I will say. If people, I love this because I've heard it before. I liked Rage Against the Machine until they got political. Listen up, honey, sister, child. They've always been political. The first song they ever did. And another thing that I will say to all those people in Tom Morello's Instagram, go watch his masterclass. You've seen those things where they go, "Hi, I'm Chef Ramsay, and this is my masterclass," and they teach you stuff. Well, Tom Morello has a masterclass, and I watched it, and I enjoyed it thoroughly, and that motherfucker shows you there's just shit that he created his own style of playing an instrument. You watch that masterclass in the Instagram comments, watch the masterclass, then come back and tell me that he's not a good guitar player. There's your heart, Mr. Whitebread. Dustin coming in here. The 7-Eleven guy is a rare breed. Preserve him and his glorious legacy. Yes, indeed. I like these guys over there. And I did a TikTok about, and I don't know if I mentioned it to you guys, but, the family owns the 7-Eleven by me. And that's the guy I'm bothering about the cigarettes. But the 7-Eleven I go to in the morning to work is same people own that one, the franchise or whatever. And I was talking in a TikTok about how I was trying to figure out the rapper, because there's an Indian rapper, and every time I walk in the door, he runs over and turns this particular song on. And it's like cling, 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 cling. It's got some saxophone in it. And it's but I figured out, I can't understand the writing to save my life, but I figured out who sings the tune, and it's Pind, P-I-N-D, Brampton. Other than that, hunt that. If you can hunt that song down and put it in the comments and say, Shane, here's that tune, we'll play a bit of it if it doesn't get copywritten. But yeah, it's got saxophone in it, and there's ahs in it, and it starts with piano, bling, bling, bling. So I don't know why, but yes. So I agree with you, Dustin. There you go, bam. Dustin again coming in. Watch him become a god. It's always fun to do that. Watch his metal brain corrodes. You try to take his balls. Anyone see that YouTube short that I put up about the Metallica disc in the song I Ain't Superstitious from the Peace Sells But Who's Buying record? I did a little YouTube short about that where I thought for years it said chicken shit horse ass Metallica, and I do believe that it still says that. But I'd like to know what you guys think. Let's get down here to Miss Althea. The Dumbstruck Fool says, opening theme rant, Megadeth, funkified. Hell yeah. I would not overthink making remarks about smoking to the 7-Eleven guy, but not to your friends. I know. It is human nature to lay out stuff like that to those you don't know personally rather than to those you are close to. Yes. Speaking of Megadeth, the subject of Marty Friedman comes up for the second or third time in a week for me. And sorry, y'all, but here I go about He-Day again. I bet you they were friends. As you may recall, Marty is fluent in Japanese. Yes, and he lives there. I believe he still... This is Miss Althea. I'm sorry, I talk over you guys all the time. I'm trying to be better about it, but sometimes I just can't help it. As you recall, Marty is fluent in Japanese. I believe he still lives there and is married to a Japanese woman. I came across a translation of a passage from a book written by one of He-Day's former Saber Tiger colleagues. Saber Tiger colleagues? Oh, she's got it right here. Look at this. That's how good she is. The band he was in before joining X. She's ahead of me. They remained friends long after Saber Tiger bust. Do they got some stuff on the old Spotify? They remained friends long after the Saber Tiger busted. And he talked about a phone call he got from Hide while he was in Los Angeles recording. Megadeth was using space in the same studio complex, and Hide was very excited because he had been invited to watch one of their rehearsals. Oh, that's sweet. He was also a fan of Cacophony. That was Marty Friedman, and I apologize, he's an amazing guitar playing dude. Miss Althea, she could have put a little parentheses in there for me and explained who that guy was. See, now I'm asking for everything. And he appreciated being able to converse with Marty in Japanese. Your Kiko impression aired on the side of Ricardo Montalban, by the way. I know. I hope it's not offensive and stuff, you know. I mean, I can't really help it. Speaking of Megadeth Part 2, for God's sake, enough about Ellefson's junk and what he publicly did with it. And shut up about making hard decisions. Come on, these jokes totally and literally write themselves. Jeez. Miss Althea on Rage Against the Machine / Wolfie VH. No comment. Postscripts from the last episode comment. She's got it down. Dancing on the Ceiling and Get Out of My Dreams. Yes, okay, these are songs that she may or may not like. Let's find out. Dancing on the Ceiling and Get Out of My Dreams and Get Into My Car are also among my least favorite hits of the 80s. I'm going to throw one more out at you and see. I'm not going to say where I think you're going to lay on this, but what about a little Too Shy Shy? Too Shy Shy. Hush, hush. I do a little Kasha Goo Goo. Where are you sitting on that? Get Out of My Dreams, Get Into My Car, also among some of my least favorite from the 80s. So you're batting 1,000 there, darling. Kate Hudson, okay, is the daughter of Goldie Hawn and Bill Hudson. Oh, it's not... I'm going to finish reading what she says because she's got something here. And Bill Hudson. Yeah, that Bill Hudson of the Hudson brothers. I don't know who that is. Anyone besides me remember the Razzle Dazzle Hour? ? I've never heard of that. And you were absolutely correct with the Everly Brothers. All I have to do is dream. So it is the dream, dream, dream. I hold you. All I have to do. That song would be good in a horror movie, don't you think? If it, you know, I come up with, okay, I got an idea, guys. And I'm going to give it to you. I mean, I'll give you just the basic idea. You run with it and see what you think of it. But I was sitting there thinking about an idea for a movie. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a alien monster. I don't know, but here's the start. This is up in Alaska. One of the last desperate stops to get gasoline for airplanes. A little bit of food, a little gas, I mean, you're up there. There's this lady. She's think of her kind of like what's her face from Misery. Get in the comments and tell me what her name is. The big lady. But she's kind of this older, lesbian, lonely. I mean, not lonely, but single. She's up there at this gas station by herself, right? And she's kind of one of these, when these planes come in, that runway's got to be done. I got the idea from the lady that's up on the show Below Zero, Life Below Zero. You know what, the Sue, I think her name is. But I was like, imagine a woman being up there taking care of, she's strong and she can get it done. And there's a blizzard going on and knock at the door. She opens it up and there's a little boy standing there. There's nowhere where this kid comes. Now run with that. Run with that. Turn that into a movie and then put me as an executive producer. Cyber FX01 here in the comments says, in Portuguese, his name will sound like Kiko Loureiro. Loureiro. So I'm saying it right now, Cyber FX, right? There's your heart. And good old Oscar coming in. I just turned 50. Welcome to the rest of your life, baby. Welcome. Haven't done it yet. I just turned 50. Haven't done it yet, but I used to joke I am going to start smoking again at this age. Do not do it. I figure by the time it caught up to me, I'd be dead anyways. That's not the way you think, my friend. You still got a long way to go. There's a possibility if you don't start smoking cigarettes again and you take good care of yourself and you turn bad habits and negativity and stress and fear and hatred and anger and everything, and you turn that around to positive, you're looking at another 40 years. So don't get healthy, baby. You can do it, Oscar. I know you. I know you can. Remember, it's not that smoking causes cancer, it's the worrying about the habit which initiates this disease. It's also the burning filter that you're inhaling. My grandfather smoked cigarettes filterless for 60 years, maybe even more than that. His lungs were extremely bad, but he never got cancer from it. I will not say that I know anything about the way cigarettes work, and I'm not telling anyone to bust the filter off and smoke studs. But what I'm saying is what I've always said, and what I say to the 7-Eleven man: don't smoke cigarettes, Oscar. There's your heart. We're out of here. We are out. We're out. We're gonna just we're gonna call it. We're gonna put a pin in this until next week. 111. We just did that. And I'm going to try and do a little tune. Come on, I want a song. I need something. I need something, baby.